Imagine if you could shorten your wash days to less than half, or even shorter. You could balance your hair's high or low porosity. You could get curls with definition that actually lasts instead of turning into a fro 10 minutes after wash day. You never had to fight the oil dripping down your neck and face, or on your pillows. You could blow dry your hair without fear of heat damage. You never had to worry about sealing in moisture because you know it's already there and you know how to get it back. You never had to deal with dry hair ever again. In about 3 to 6 months, you're going to be kissing past used feet for clicking on this video because it has the hair routine that's going to give you all of those things. And the best part, this routine is all season and only requires 3 types of products: shampoo, conditioner, and botanical gel. No oils, no butters, no creams, no sore arms, no crying, and all the moisture, curls, coils, and definition a girl could ask for. If I could go back to 2018 and restart my natural hair journey all over again, knowing what I know now, these are all of the things that I would do, including throwing out every single oil, butter, and cream I had in my bathroom cabinet. The first step to every wash day is water, which means that now is the perfect time for me to do the maximum hydration method. Okay, I'm done. Are y'all gonna try this new secret for moisture? Let me know. Okay, but seriously, see how my hair is just drinking this water? This is your sign to ditch the oils, butters, and creams and allow your hair to actually take in the water that it needs. If you have low porosity hair, the mistake you're making is thinking it's low porosity. With allowances for length and density, if your hair takes longer than 5 to 10 minutes to get soaking wet, you don't have a porosity issue, you have a buildup issue. Hair is porous, all it does is soak up water and product, so if it's not doing that, something is blocking it. And while we're here, I hear a lot of people say that water doesn't create curls. And if that's true, then why do y'all say you like your curls best when you're in the shower and you wish they would stay like that? Lucky for you, you're gonna know how to make them stay like that by the end of this video. So starting with shampooing, you're actually gonna see me use 2 shampoos here: all-purpose, then moisturizing. It's been a week since the last time I washed my hair with the all-purpose shampoo, but now that the pH of my hair is so high, I'm going in with the moisturizing to calm things back down, and the gentleness of the moisturizing shampoo also helps keep my hair from feeling stripped. Now, when you're washing your hair, do not do circle hands. Okay, so don't press your hands against your head and rub it vigorously in a circle. This tangles your hair more and makes detangling harder. Instead, shampoo the hair away from the head. Just remember to lift and scrub. Pull the hair away from the head and get into that scalp, and then shampoo the rest of your hair. And no, shampoo is not just for the scalp. Your hair deserves to be treated just as nicely as the rest of you. You'll likely start pulling out some of the shed hair in the process, but don't worry about your brush just yet. That's what conditioner is for. But feel free to finger detangle and pull apart your hair, which also helps the process. I usually do this with my moisturizing shampoo because it's harder to do it with a stronger one. My moisturizing shampoo has a lot of slip, which makes this easy, but sometimes I am able to get a little bit of slip that I'm not expecting with the all-purpose shampoo, so I just do it during both shampoos. I wash my hair twice a week to keep moisture levels up and buildup levels down. Just like how makeup applies better on a clean face, styles work better on clean hair. The number one mistake most naturals are making with their wash day is seeing it as just something you do before restyling instead of an important part of your hair's hygiene routine. We wash our faces at least once a day, brush our teeth at least once a day, shower at least once a day, and wash our hands as often as needed throughout the day. So why does our hair deserve to wait weeks and months on end before getting washed? Hair needs to be washed at least every 7 to 10 days. It being black hair doesn't make a difference, and no, hygiene is not damaging to the hair. You may be asking what else you can use to wash your hair besides shampoo. And to that, my question is, why are you asking that? What else do you use other than body wash to shower? What else do you wash your hands with except soap? What do you wash your face with except cleanser? Why are we trying to avoid using what gives us the results that we want? And why are we withholding our hair's needs? So now it's time to condition, and because today was an all-purpose shampoo day, I did use 2 different shampoos, so I'm just going to take both of the conditioners that go with those shampoos and mix them together. And what you're going to see me do here is I'm going to add conditioner to the entirety of my hair once I'm done with my dance party apparently. You can see me rubbing my hands together really well to mix these 2 conditioners, and you can also see me adding just the tiniest bit of water both to my hair and to the conditioner in my hands. And now I'm going to add it to the entirety of my hair. Because no, conditioner is not just for your ends, your hair doesn't start there. You're going to add water to it and squish and smooth to try to make it foam. Then add a little more water and do it again. And then do it again. This is the state that your hair needs to be in before you start detangling. The water plus conditioner mixed like that is going to give you fantastic slip and make those tangles melt away. Now, if your arms usually hurt from detangling, do this. Get a good detangling brush. No, your fingers are not enough because the purpose of detangling is to get all that shed hair out from between your hair. Our fingers are not thin enough for that. These are my 2 favorite brushes to use. This is the Unbrush, which I bought the last time I went to my stylist, and this is the Felicia Leatherwood brush that I've had for several years. Yes, I know they got hair in them, don't at me. I bought the Unbrush after feeling how easily my stylist detangled me with it, and I was like, I have to have this brush. But my stylist is always going to be better at my hair than I will, so when I used it for the first time, it felt like it wasn't actually getting all the way through my hair like when she did it, because my hair is extremely high density. So I like to use the Unbrush for what I call preliminary detangling. This is just to get the hair to unstick from itself so that when I go in with Miss Felicia for the shed hair in a minute or 2, it just glides through. And I'm pretty sure that doing it this way takes the same amount of time as if I were to do everything with the Felicia, but because of how easily the Unbrush melts through tangles, it feels faster. So now that the Unbrush has done its job, I'm taking Miss Felicia to get the shed hair out from between my strands. Somehow I managed to get a hold of this brush while still neck deep in the natural hair community, and I was this close to throwing it out because detangling my hair got so hard that I stopped using tools. So I'm so glad that I still had it by the time I found the curl specialists. Now, I don't have to do this anymore much because of the Unbrush, but I'm showing y'all if you only have the Felicia or only want one brush right now. This is what I do when my ends are being bratty. I'll start vertically first, try to get through it, and anytime I feel like it's not giving in, I'll dip under the water a little bit and try again. I'll do this over and over as many times as I need to until I'm finally able to get through it. Then I can turn it horizontal, and when I can pass it through my hair a few times horizontally without too much struggle, that's when I know that I'm done. So a quick note about shedding. We shed about 50 to 100 hairs a day on average. You cannot prevent shedding. The body sheds, that's what it does, that's what it's supposed to do. It's a very natural and necessary process. If you're worried about excess shedding, that depends on what your definition of excess is. If you don't wash your hair at least once a week, you finger detangle, or you detangle using the wrong tool, the amount of hair you lose when you do wash or get a proper tool is going to be expected. It's the hair you just shed combined with the hair that's been shed for the past several days, weeks, or however long it's been since you last washed and detangled. If you have your hair in braids most of the time, guess what? You're still shedding, it's just not going anywhere. That's why so much of your hair, quote unquote, falls out when you take them down. Now, if you're losing huge chunks of hair and starting to go bald in some areas, that's most definitely excess and you should go running to your nearest dermatologist. But most people shed less, kind of, the more they detangle. So now that I'm done detangling, I'm going to smooth and separate my hair once more, and then we can rinse. Now I want you guys to notice something. You see how I'm running my hands through my hair and they're kind of easily slipping out? You may think that this really isn't all that impressive because I can't just run my hands through my hair the same way that people with straight or wavy hair can. But again, you have to manage expectations. I have very extremely high density hair and very tight curly hair. I can only expect so much ease when it comes to running my hands through my hair like this, but this is the easiest that my hair has ever been able to have my hands run through it. This is easier than anything the natural hair community could ever give me. So yeah, I'm definitely taking that. So who was gonna tell me that you don't actually need to rinse out your conditioner with cold water? Yeah, you don't have to. I think this idea bled over from skincare into hair care when everybody was saying that your pores open and close based on temperature, so you're supposed to wash your face with warm water to open them up and draw everything out, and then you have to use cold water to close them back up. This is false, by the way. Pores don't actually open and close, but this video isn't about skincare. So cuticles don't open and close either, they just raise and lower. But it's not based on the temperature of your water, it's based on your usage of shampoo and conditioner. Shampoo raises them, conditioner lowers them, which means that by the time you go to rinse your hair out, it doesn't matter which temperature you use, your cuticles are already lowered. So if you like the way that cold water feels on your scalp and body, by all means continue doing it, but other than that, you can stop freezing to death now, sis. So now it's time to style, and I always style my hair soaking wet because botanical gels are water-based. If you want your set to last, do not towel dry your hair. Applying your products to wet hair is going to give you the best results if they are botanical. And I'm just going to say something really quick. If your hair is drying so quickly after you get out of the shower that you then have to take a mister to your hair to style it, that means your hair wasn't really wet. It wasn't properly absorbing water to begin with. You know what that's characteristic of? Chronically dehydrated hair. You want to know what's causing it? The same oils and butters and creams they said was supposed to moisturize your hair. Cut them out of your routine and wash your hair.
But my hair feels moisturized.
That's literally just the product, babe.
Oh.
It's not your hair, it's grease.
Oh.
Wash your hair.
Okay.
So this gel that you see me going in with right now as my base actually used to be my topper gel. When I started doing my hair the curl specialist way, my hair was super dehydrated, so I was actually using Uncle Funky's daughter Curly Magic for the longest time as a base. But I have since achieved my hair's hydration goals as confirmed by my stylist on March 12th, 2024. So I decided to try using this gel as my base instead and promptly realized that Curly Magic was holding me back. I mean, don't get me wrong, Curly Magic is a fantastic base gel and it absolutely did what it needed to do, but just like how deep conditioners don't need to be used every week unless you have a problem you're trying to target, and once the problem is solved you don't need them anymore, Curly Magic helped me style my hair when it was still dehydrated, and now that it's not anymore, I can use a gel combo that's a little bit more robust. Now by this time you've probably noticed that I am adding quite a bit of water to my hair and I have quite a bit of gel in my hair. And that's because I needed more water to use ICH, which is what I call it for short. I needed more water to use that as a base gel than when I was using Uncle Funky's daughter. I Create Hold is a pretty strong hold gel, so I need a lot of water in order to work with it so that my curls can clump on their own and it makes it easier to separate the strands. This here is actually my third time going in with gel, and that happened. And by the time we get to this point, I'm going on like 15 pumps of this gel, which seems insane, but look at how unforgiving that pump is. So yeah, until they put a better pump on that gel, I'm gonna need quite a few pumps to get the amount that I need of gel in my hair so that I can get the results that I'm looking for. I look for my hair to start to feel and clump a specific way after adding all the gel and after adding all the water that I need, and because of how unforgiving that pump is, it takes quite a few pumps. Because I need so much gel for my hair, I actually add it in stages, which is the reason why you saw me apply the gel like 3 different times in my hair. I only did about like 4 to 5 pumps each time because I'm not about to add 15 full pumps of gel to my hand for half of it to fall on the shower and go down the drain and do absolutely nothing for my hair. And I'm also not about to work with that insane amount of gel in my hair, trying to mix water with it to get the result that I'm looking for. It's just too much, and the whole point of this routine is for it to be easy. Why would I purposely make it harder on myself? And as you can see, we have once again entered Foam City. This is supposed to happen. Something I learned from one of the curl specialists is that water is the vehicle through which products enter your hair, which is why we use botanical gels so that we can add water to them and they'll grab onto our hair strands without them being gummy and sticky after they're dry. But of course, that gumminess and stickiness depends entirely on how much water you add to the hair, which can be a learning curve. You kind of just have to do it over and over again until you start to figure out how much gel and how much water you actually need for your hair, and that process can be made much easier to go through if you partner with a stylist. Now this gel here was actually created by one of those curl specialists. Her name is Abina, and this is her brand Enba Naturals. Now I give you fair warning, this gel has a serious learning curve. The curve wasn't that hard for me to take because I had 2 full years of practice with Uncle Funky's and I Create Hold, so I kinda intuitively knew how to use it on top of I Create Hold, even though I was using it as a topper for the first time. But I def consider it an advanced product for anybody who's trying out this method of hair care for the first time or just started a few months ago. I highly recommend you don't go buying anything your stylist hasn't told you to buy, cause it could make things challenging way more for no reason. So now that we're out of the shower, I'm going to go through and roughly section my hair. Then I will take a section, split it, smooth it, rake my finger through it a little bit and separate the ends so each clump hangs on its own. This process takes about 20 to 30 minutes because my hair is very high density and I'm not gonna have enough camera battery for that, so I'll show you a few parts and come back when I'm done to show you the time. And don't worry about having the parts even because they really don't need to be, and with practice you can feel what's going on with your hair and you won't have to look at every part of it, I promise. So this is the time when I finished styling, and yeah, I'm not happy about that. I think part of the reason it took so long is because I added a little bit too much water to my stylers, so there wasn't as much slip as I'm used to, but I would much prefer to have too much than not enough, because not enough means incomplete drying and gumminess, which is worse. The only thing too much water means besides longer styling time is that I may not get as much longevity as I got from my last wash day. Okay, so here's how to dry your hair so your curls last longer than 10 business minutes. Ideally, you would get under a hooded dryer like what I'm sitting under right here, or a diffuser as soon as you finish styling so it can start setting immediately for longevity. Because of this, I prefer to do my skincare and my body care before I start styling so my skin's not dying of thirst. But if you prefer to style first and do skincare after, diffuse for about 5 to 10 minutes as soon as you're done styling so the cast can start setting. This is also going to help stop water dripping down your face, which is incredibly annoying to me. The longer it's going to take for you to get under the dryer, the longer you're going to want to diffuse beforehand. Hurry up and do the rest of your routine as quick as possible, then get under that hooded dryer if you have one. If not, just go back to your diffuser, but I definitely recommend getting a hooded dryer because that's less time on your feet and less chance of sore arms and back, and you deserve that rest after being in the shower for an hour. You can multitask while drying and really enjoy this you time, and it dries your entire head at the same time, which means that one side of your head isn't getting puffy roots while the other side is being dried, so everything dries evenly. Use high heat if you can handle the temperature. Heat set styles, and the more heat you use, the less time it'll take you to dry. This is especially important to take into consideration if you have high density hair like me. And remember that you're using diffuse heat. It's not the same type of heat as if you were to use a flat iron. You're blowing hot air on hair that's still exposed to the cool air around it, not searing it between two hot plates. Now, whether or not you use high speed is more up to you. I don't use high speed because I can't take the noise, but I usually don't wash my hair when I'm in a rush anyway. If you're sitting under a hooded dryer in high heat for the first time, here's some tips to make it a little easier. If you're sitting in a room with an adjustable fan, whether it's on the ceiling or standalone, turn it on and put it at a high speed. This will help keep you cool and make it easier for you to stay under the dryer without overheating. Bring that towel that you dried your body with and wrap it around your neck and shoulders, or you can wear a bathrobe. This helps keep the heat from hitting you directly. Take water and snacks if you need to. The water helps a little with you feeling hot, and we don't need anybody passing out for the sake of dry hair. If your hair isn't long enough to cover your ears and they start getting hot, lean to one side of the dryer to give one ear some time, and use the towel around your shoulders to cover the other, then switch sides if you need to. After a while, your ears should adjust some, but if you have to come out from under it after a few minutes and go back in later, that's okay. Just remember not to touch your hair, especially the roots, until it's fully dry so the style can set properly. So once I'm done under the dryer, which takes about 20 to 30 minutes, I take my handheld and do something my salon did to me the first time I went, which is high speed with the concentrator attached to move the hair and expose the roots. After I'm done with that, I take that attachment off and put the diffuser attachment back on. I diffuse a little more. And then I go back in again with raw hot air just to get those few little sections that just refuse to dry, and then I'm done. Here's the final look, and this definitely isn't my best set, but that's just how hair be sometimes. So it's been exactly a full week since I filmed that in the shower that y'all just saw. I did try a slightly different product combo today because one of my friends who still had Uncle Funky's suggested that I use like just a few pumps of Uncle Funky's as a base and then go in with my like kind of normal amounts of ICH and Enba. And this is the result. This is what I was talking about when I said that that set that y'all just saw is definitely not my best set. My sets normally look better than that. This, I would say, is one of my better sets. I really hope that the back of my hair is not betraying me right now, but to be quite honest with you, the back of my hair is none of my business. I did track my times washing my hair this time. It was also an AG day again, an all-purpose day, because it's been a week. So even with shampooing twice, I went in the shower. When I started soaking my hair, it was 1:26 p.m. When I came out of the shower after applying styling product and everything, it was 2:34. Then I actually showered and everything, came out, dried off, did my skincare, put on lotion. When I started styling, it was around 3:08. When I was done, it was like 3:15. Sorry, 4:15. Why did I say 3:15? Because I was looking at the 3:08, my bad. 3:08 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. Then drying, I was under the dryer, the hooded dryer, from 4:17 p.m. to 4:50 p.m. And then I spent from 4:50 to 5:46 drying my roots and the parts like right here under the sides that don't like to dry. And at that time, I was fully dry. It's now 6:01 p.m. So that was just to show you that, like, obviously because my hair is high density and it's kind of short, so it's kind of hard to grab onto, even though it still takes a little bit of time, it didn't take as much time as when I filmed that part that y'all just saw because I wasn't maneuvering around a camera, I wasn't trying to not get the camera wet. The styling part wouldn't have taken me as long if I hadn't started that YouTube video halfway through. But when I'm watching something, it makes me take longer. But I got bored, so I put on something to watch. Anyways, the fact that it didn't take me like 5 hours or more than that to do my hair, honestly, like, I'm okay with that. So at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that in 3 to 6 months, future you is going to be kissing on past you's feet for clicking on this video. And I know some of you already went running for the hills when I said that, but the issues that you have with your hair weren't created in a day because they didn't happen as a result of you being born curly. They happened as a result of how you were doing your hair previously, so it's gonna take some time to reverse the struggles that you're having. Let's zoom this camera out just a tiny bit. There we go, that's better. So yes, it is possible, but it requires you being willing to commit for at least 3 to 6 months, as well as partnering with a licensed cosmetologist that specializes in curly hair. If you can be patient with skincare, you can be patient with your hair. I mean, look at how long you've been reassured by the ever so persuasive natural hair industry that natural hair is a journey, but it just takes time, practice, and patience. Yeah, exactly. The top 6 problems that naturals have can be solved by doing everything that I did in this video between 1 to 3 times a week. 1 is the minimum, 3 is the maximum. I said it earlier in the video, but I wash twice a week. So I washed my hair 3 days ago, and my next time to wash my hair is gonna be on Saturday. Actually, no, wait, 3 days ago was Sunday. I washed my hair last week Saturday. Never mind. This video is also the answer to the top 5 reasons that you're not achieving ease with your wash day. You're slathering it in oils, butters, and creams. You're finger detangling, or you're using wide tooth combs or Denman brushes. You're only washing your hair like twice a month or less. You're co-washing instead of using shampoo, and you're air drying instead of heat drying. So here are some more ways that you can save time on your wash day. Number 1 is to get a curly cut from a curl specialist every 3 to 4 months. Split ends and hair that won't stay detangled from itself makes every step of your hair care routine way harder than it needs to be. My hair routine gets an hour and a half added to it when I can't get to my stylist on time. Number 2 is to get rid of any products that cause dehydration, because they make it harder for the hair to accept water, so your other products won't work as well, including shampoo. I mean, come on. You complain about how dry your hair is, but you're washing every 2 weeks or less, and you're putting oil in your hair. Make that make sense. I don't care what you've been told by the natural hair community or your favorite hair influencers, because they're probably wrong, but oil is not gonna stop your hair from being dry. It's just gonna promote it. Oil is hydrophobic, point blank period. And no amount of excuses in the world is gonna change that. So here's the thing about the products. I listed the products that I use because I know that y'all are gonna ask. But please understand that especially if you refuse to partner with a stylist, It is your choice to go and buy and use a specific product. I do not have the level of expertise that a stylist has to give you the right products the first time, which is the avenue through which I got my products. As a result of misinformation from the natural hair community, a lot of y'all are dependent on knowing specific products. You just wait for them to say the name and off you run to the natural hair care aisle of Target. But technique is so much more important than product. You can't focus on getting the right products until you've improved your technique, because then you'll have a better understanding of what products will and won't support your goals for your hair. So I'm committed to not promoting product dependency or product junkyism, because that's what got us in this mess in the first place. Everything that you saw me use in this video, that's almost all that I have. I have a backup gel that I low-key don't vibe with anymore, so I'm probably just gonna throw it away. The kinky curly leave-in for when I care more about my hair being clean than styled like this. And Kinky Curly's clarifying shampoo. There, come clean. Oh yeah, that's a clarifying shampoo, not a moisturizing shampoo. They label it moisturizing because they know y'all are not gonna buy it otherwise. That's another reason why a stylist partnership is so important and so beneficial. Stylists use their expertise to read ingredients lists to determine what categories products fall under, as well as how the ingredients are going to interact with each other and how products are going to interact with each other. So a product could be labeled moisturizing when it's really an all-purpose, and an all-purpose could behave more like a moisturizing shampoo. And just because a product has sulfates in it doesn't mean it's going to screw up your hair. Why? Because unfortunately most brands aren't worried about proper product formulation, education, or labeling. They're just focused on appealing to the desires of their target audience. And if they know that all they need is a label that says this, then that's what they're gonna do. When you find product recommendations for your hair, that person, the person you're getting the recommendation from, may be using it in a specific way on their hair's elements in the environment and climate that they live in. If you don't have those same factors, it may not give you the same results, but y'all get mad at them for recommending the product in their video. It's important to know how to use the product so they don't damage your hair. So you might be thinking, well, why not just tell us how to use it? Yeah, you would think so, right? Except that y'all don't listen. You don't actually trust that it's going to work on your hair, so you alter the directions you get to fit what you're used to hearing, and then you come back and say, well, I did this, this, and this like you said to. Like I said? Me? No, I didn't. I also find that people will purposely botch or misperceive things just to make the situation one that will allow them to go back to the comfort level they're used to having out of the natural hair community. And I know that change is uncomfortable, but some of y'all get abusive when you don't get your way. So it's like, why even waste our effort if y'all are gonna force it to backfire like this? Maybe if you're paying for it by seeing a stylist, you'll take it more seriously. But as long as mindsets with strong attachment to the natural hair community are present, assurance that directions will be followed isn't guaranteed. Cosmetology still isn't as respected a field as people think, even less so in the Black community as it relates to hair. So their advice isn't taken seriously, and tight curl specialists are much newer to the field than other cosmos, so the info isn't as widespread as like skincare, where it's much more common to find good products for your needs, and where undesired results are blamed on the product and not on the person's skin or the person who recommended it. And this is likely one of very few hair videos you'll see me create, because if products work, there's no need for me to change them out. I would be very boring as a hair creator in terms of products and routines, because there's only so much that I can say. Because hair care isn't supposed to be this hard even for us. And once you learn the proper technique, you learn that there's really very few good products out there. So I wouldn't be able to do anything with a lot of hair care brands that would be sent to me. And I'm not gonna use and promote those products just because there's the potential to make money from them. So if you see a partnership or an affiliate link somewhere, just know that that product is up to standard for me. I refuse to trample on the work that curl specialists have done and throw the help they've blessed me with back in their faces by recklessly promoting products, methods, and routines that do nothing but create a more difficult hair care process that then affects your mental health, your self-esteem, and your mindset surrounding your hair.